What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to talk about the next Ronnie Coleman. Now this is a guy that people are saying is going to be next Ronnie Coleman. I think Sean Ray was the first person who said it on live. He was actually a live commentary for the Olympia along with Neil Hill, and I believe it's Tim Atkins. I'm sorry, I don't know the other guy who's commentating, but they did a great job. He saw Patrick Moore come out and he said, wow, this guy reminds me of Ronnie Coleman. Now, obviously, he's not talking about like any 2000 version of Ronnie Coleman. He's talking about maybe like early 90s. Because structure-wise, if you were to take Ronnie Coleman, put him next to Patrick Moore, the structure is damn near identical. I believe Patrick Moore said he was around 5'10 and a half, 5'11. Ronnie Coleman's around 5'11 as well, so they match up quite well in height. If you were to take a silhouette and carve them out, other than Ronnie's peaky biceps, they share pretty much the same attributes with an early 90s Ronnie. Similar length of arms, similar length of legs. The torso, in terms of the actual chest and pelvis area, that length of space is pretty much the same as well. Obviously, Patrick Moore has better symmetrical abdominals, but the length of space itself is quite comparable to each other. Now, I feel like where Ronnie just completely takes himself out of conversation with Patrick Moore being the next Coleman is the thickness. We know Ronnie for being the biggest staged bodybuilder ever. Stepped on stage at 297, shredded to the bone, like shredded, bone dry, peeled, insane conditioning, just dumb freaking glutes at 297. That's never been done before, and it has yet to be replicated up to this point with him being retired for... Sorry, I was just watching RX Muscle. I hit my phone for a minute, sorry about that, but yeah, we haven't seen that replicated. So Patrick now, obviously having that structure that's similar to Ronnie, he now needs the size. So he actually just did an interview with Muscular Development. Shout out to Muscular Development, by the way, for the interviews. Really cool stuff over there. He said he was around 236 for the Olympia, and Ronnie was north of 290. So our boy Patrick is, what is that? 50 pounds, 50, 60 pounds away from weighing what Ronnie weighed. Now, I don't think Patrick should shoot for that, because 60 pounds on him, I don't think it'll look great. Like, I don't think that'll look as good as you guys think, because in today's era of bodybuilding, it's about the lines, it's about the symmetry. Like, people love the massive look. You want the master class, right? But no one should sacrifice symmetry, proportion, definition, and just overall balance to add as much muscle tissue as possible, because we've had guys like Big Ramy, obviously, add as much muscle as possible, get big as shit, get freaking insane, but last year he was top 6 in the world. He didn't even crack the top 5, being the biggest bodybuilder on stage, because it's about the symmetry, the shape, the size, the conditioning. I feel like if Patrick Moore does go for this next Ronnie Coleman thing, like people are coining him as the next Ronnie Coleman, if he does go for that, I feel like he will blow out his waist, he'll blow out his lines, and he will just not look how you think he'll look. Because for me, the best version of Ronnie was 98, 99, 01, and 02. Every other version was too big, blowing out. Any version of Ronnie Coleman after 02 was freaking, he was massive, don't get me wrong. It was insane. It was really crazy to see that. I mean, I wasn't there. I saw videos obviously on YouTube because I was a little young back then, wasn't into bodybuilding. But for that to be a thing, man, like, it was insane. But I feel like the more aesthetic version, the more, it's kind of weird to use the word downside when we talk about Ronnie Coleman, but the smaller version of Ronnie that focused more on that hard, grainy, detailed glute conditioning, I feel like that's what Patrick Moore should go for. So Patrick Moore, I feel like he could cap out and be a perfect bodybuilder at about 255. 255 at the heaviest, shredded, bone dry on stage. So that'll leave Patrick Moore to gain another 20 pounds. So him being 35, he did say in the interview with Muscular Development that he's 35 years old. So in 2 years being 37, let's say he does add that 20 pounds, 10 pounds a year for the next 2 years, obviously. Comes in the Olympia, bone dry, shredded, peel, insane. 20 pounds on him is going to look dumb. Like, it's not going to look Ronnie Coleman dumb, but it will be more than enough to be in the top 5 conversation. Whoever is the Olympia champion at that time, they're going to have a hard time Patrick Moore. So, but I don't feel that Patrick is going to shoot for that Ronnie Coleman level, and I don't feel like he should, because once again, You can get to that size, but you don't want to sacrifice conditioning. Ronnie Coleman had the size with the conditioning, but he blew out his waist. He had a gut. It was thick. It was round. His obliques were spilling out. It wasn't a good look. Like, he was massive. It was dumb, but the symmetry was funky. The aesthetics were gone. The class was not even there. Patrick has all that. He has symmetry, very classical bodybuilder. But if he goes to this whole size game of rivaling Ronnie Coleman, which I don't think he will, I don't think that's his goal. People are just hyping him up to be that. Then it's not gonna look pretty. But do I think he's next Ronnie Coleman? No. I don't think there will ever be another Ronnie Coleman. Big Ramy perhaps is the closest thing we have to a Ronnie Coleman, but Big Ramy doesn't bring any kind of conditioning to any show. I feel like the most condition he was at was 2007. Not even that. Like, I think when he won the New York Pro. I think New York Pro Big Ramy, which was 2000 and we're going back in the past. I think was that 14, 2014 perhaps. I don't know. It was it was quite a few years ago. But when he won the New York Pro, I feel that was the most conditioned version of Big Ramy we got. 2017 is a close version of that as well, conditioning wise. But you know, we see what happens when guys just focus on size without conditioning. We need that conditioning to go with the aesthetics, to go with the mass, to be an insane freaking bodybuilder. So Patrick Moore, I feel like he'll go for that classic route like he's going. Add 20 pounds, but for the most part, keep those lines, keep the waist tight. This man has a 29-inch waist. He said it on record, 29-inch waist. Freaking insane to be 230 plus with 29-inch waist. That's insane, guys. But quick video, guys. Let me know down below what you think about Patrick Moore and the comparisons between him and Ronnie Coleman. You know, it's a fun conversation to have, but I don't think he'll be next Ronnie Coleman. So it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching once again. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.